Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from the Let's Play series. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Oh, it's been a while since we did anything on this world, right? I have been playing on it, it's just been a case of me not recording quite as much stuff as I should be. But how about we do a little bit of an exercise to get back into the swing of things here, right? How about we do a little bit of a prediction for the future stuff that might be added into the game. Now, this might be a case of me projecting what I want to be in the game, but it also is kind of me trying to build off of the stuff that has been revealed and kind of trying to think of how the game is gonna go in the future, and I just kind of want to share my ideas here, and maybe if some of these get added in the future, we can like tick them off to say that, yeah, we predicted this, even though it wasn't necessarily foreshadowed, but we got it, right? So let's talk about this, right? We've got more sniffer drops. I feel like the sniffer mob really doesn't drop quite enough stuff. They promised at least 3 plants. We only got 2, the torch light and the pitcher pod, I think they're called. Yeah. I wish we got the third one, which was kind of like a vine, and more down the line, and I really wish they'd actually do stuff, because the sniffer is really hard to get. Currently they are purely decorational. Another thing, a lot of people want this minecart rework, some maybe new minecart mechanics, a hyper fast rail maybe, or something like that would be nice, so it could compete with horses and stuff, because currently you can go with a horse and it's quicker, right? Which doesn't really make sense to me, because you need to set up a minecart and the rail track and everything before you can even ride it, and it's still slower than a horse. It's more setup time and less payoff, which makes me really sad. Good for item transportation still, that doesn't need to change, but player movement needs to be upped, I think. Fishing rework, make it a little bit more interesting. Maybe lava fishing could be cool. Some new resources that way. Ancient City Portal. I wish the Big Warden had actually got a lightable portal with the reinforced deep and you could go somewhere. I think that would be really, really cool. End Dimension update. A lot of people also want this, and I've been hearing talk of that as well. Maybe because we have Netherite, right? We could have Enderite, and it could be like you'd have to choose if you want to have Netherite and have the armor be invincible in lava, or you could have Enderite and it would like float if it fell down the void or something like that. I don't know. That was just an idea. It could also have like less durability, but it could be faster, like if you have an Enderite pickaxe or something. That's kind of my idea. More Echo Shard uses. I don't know what they would be, but currently you only use it for the new compass, which I don't really enjoy that much. Then we also have a new common enemy mob, by which I mean, you know how we have the spider and the zombie and the skeleton. Those are all common mobs that you see basically every night, and also Enderman would fall into this category, and the pillager raids. I wish we had a new enemy mob, that would just roam around. You can just find them every once in a while. They're adding the breeze right now. Hello, chicken. They're adding the breeze, which is really cool, but it is not a common enemy. You have to go and actually find them out in the world. So I would love something that just spawns around. Colored lighting would be really cool. It's in the centerpiece of the whole board. I don't know how they would manage to pull it off in the current game. I would love for the frog lights to like have different lighting effects or something, where it wouldn't all just be white or yellow light, because that is basically the only sort of light that we have in the game. Doesn't matter what color it is, it's always the same color of light emitting from the block. Would love to see that changed. Cooking mechanics, I'm not really sure what I mean by that, but I'm kind of imagining like, you know how we have the food bowls, the wooden bowls, and the soups, which kind of suck because you can't stack them. And I just wish you could do some cool new food stuff in the game. I think the food mechanics could be expanded upon in many ways, none of which I can really name at this point in time, but I would love to see them changed. Combat update. Now this one is pretty much already in the works and always has been, with the new cleaving enchantment for the axe and like potion changes and throwable changes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Jeb from the Mojang team was working on some changes to the combat within the game, I think a couple of years ago, which I don't know if it got scrapped or just postponed and they just started focusing on something else. I would love to just see this actually in the works and in the game though. New potions. So if you're keeping up with the snapshots right now, there have been many mentions of new attributes, like you can now increase your reach, your mining speed, gravity even, and I would love those just to be added into potions, right? It's a really simple thing. The only thing you need to really think about is how you make those potions, but other than that, those would be really nice to have access to in a survival game. Especially a haste potion would be really nice, but also a reach potion. The wither potion, I have no idea how this is not in the game yet. Like, give us the option, Mojang. And a size potion maybe, where you can shrink down or maybe grow larger, would be really cool. Now hear me out on this one, right? The grappling hook. Now this might sound like game breaking to some of you. I understand that, but we already have Elytra and the pearls. How cool would it be if you could like use some end resources that could be part of the end dimension update, where you could use some of the new end resources to like do a grappling hook and just climb up 2 or 3 or 4 blocks with a click of a button, just kind of boost yourself up into some places. I think that would be really cool, and a substitute for the Elytra here. A new weapon would be nice, a spear or a dagger. I'm thinking the dagger could have like throwable attributes where you can throw it and it would have a similar enchantment to the trident, but you can like throw multiple ones at the same time. I think that'd be cool. Or a spear which just has, it's gonna use the new reach modifier, right? It just has a little bit more range than the sword, but deals less damage or something. It could be balanced out like that, I think. We have the blaze for fire, we have the breeze for air. How about a earth elemental, huh? I think that would be really nice. Kind of have an earth charge, maybe, where you shoot out a ball and like makes a dirt explosion, because we have the wind explosion now. It was just revealed at the last snapshot as I'm recording this, and the fire charge of course makes fire. Maybe a ball that makes dirt and explodes in a small radius. I think that would be really nice, especially for terraforming. Earth elementals, I like the sound of them. And the least possible one, but the developer who worked on the Aether dimension is in the Mojang team now, so you know, maybe some inner workings, pull some string inside there, make this happen. Could be this, could be the ancient city portal made into the Aether dimension. I don't know, I'm just wishful thinking, I guess. Those are my 2 cents anyway. I hope you guys like the idea of this, and we'll return to this to see if any of this has been fulfilled, probably some episodes down the line. So today's episode is gonna be a little different than the usual. We're not really gonna be doing anything together, but we will be checking out some stuff that I've been working on, kind of more of a progress update episode than anything else. I tried decorating with a cake, it didn't work out. You might be able to spot some differences already, those with a keen eye. We're gonna return to those in a little bit. What I really want to talk about is this thing over here. This is a project that is difficult to make content out of, but it's really useful for me. It's one of my favorite modes of transportation as of late, the past few years playing Minecraft. You might already be able to tell what it is. Just come down here and you... you fast travel like crazy. So this is our new fast travel hub in our Let's Play world here. Dolphin powered, how do I like to call these? I think like hyper tunnels? Yeah, hyper tunnels. So this is the beginning of a new project, my friends. The hyper tunnel system here in our world. I don't feel like I should need to explain, but I'm gonna explain anyway, because I need to fill up the episode somehow. We are currently at 0-0, if you check F3. This is the 0-0 area, this is the 0-0 portal right above me. I'm kind of hoping we'll have a cool build here, once I get an idea for one, here in our world. And right beneath the build is gonna be the beginning of this hub. The dolphin makes it very difficult to go down here right now, but this is what we have, this is how it looks. Some birch, all around. We're using chunk to use bamboo for the first time in the world to create a flooring like this. And we have a little bit of color coding going on, and the same color coding that we have going on in the actual nether hub, so it's easier to remember, it's consistent with that. And this is how we're gonna be able to travel into different parts of the world. Now the project is very much in the beginning stages still, I hope you understand that. The dolphin in the middle of the room there gives us the buff, and we can then travel very quickly using the trick with the soul soil over here. If you're touching soul soil and you have the Dolphin's Grace buff, then you accelerate at an immense speed. You do need to have soul speed and depth strider for that to be the case. I don't know about the depth strider, but you definitely need the soul speed to get the speed buff from that. And this is kind of how it's gonna look. You're gonna have these little entrances every 500 or every 100-ish blocks, so it's always gonna be on a round mark. So we have one entrance over here, then we're gonna have one obviously over here at the 0 block mark, and then when we travel a little bit, the world is struggling to load a little bit, my apologies, and we're gonna fly around together so you guys can kind of get the scale of the world, what is where, that type of stuff. I believe it is around here somewhere where there's gonna be another entrance. Yes, I see it. So we have another one over here. It's not functional, it's kind of just me sketching out where it could be, but it's at negative 400, as you can see. Then if we travel, I believe this is east from here. We can go this direction. This is where the mountain is, just loading in. There it is. There's a bit of a river section over here, and if we fly down here, this is where another entrance to the system is gonna be, and it's always gonna be on a round block. So this is 400, negative 400, X and Z. And then of course we have the one functional point at this time, which is in the compendium project, right in front of the portal and the beginning shack over there, and that's the one we just traveled through. And it's a really cool system. I'm probably still gonna be using the Elytra mostly, but if we want to travel long distances really quickly, once this is set up, I think it's going to be a really cool thing to have in the world. And I really just want to have multiple transportation systems to see how they hold up to one another. We're obviously going to have the Nether Hub, which is always going to be the quickest one for the longest journeys. But just for some fast travel between key locations in the world, I think this is a really cool thing to have. Now, one thing that transportation systems are notorious for is that they take up a lot of time to be set up. It's one of the grandiest things that you can do in the game, which is kind of why I scrapped the last episode. That is why this episode took so long to come out. I just scrapped the last one because it was so boring, I couldn't even bear myself to edit it. One of the things that I did in that episode, though, is this, which is also one of the grandiest, most boring tasks that you can do in the game. But I still did it, and it is transferring mobs. So we have brand new sniffer mobs all around. You can see them here in the range plains. They're just chilling, digging up seeds. And we have a few allays over here as well. That also was a nightmare to get over here. But we now have them, and we can breed them up indefinitely. We just need to take an amethyst shard. I don't know if this was loaded, so I don't think this is gonna work necessarily. You can right-click. Okay, no, we can't do it. But you can right-click on eligible allays, and it's gonna duplicate them, as long as there is music playing in their vicinity. And in the middle of the range plains here, we have a little system like this one, which I just ruined, dang it, which is collecting the torchflower seeds and the pitcher pods. If I just show you the redstone very quickly, it's literally just a hopper clock, which is set up to a node block. The node block attracts allays to drop their items nearby. If I didn't ruin this build, that'd be cool. There we go. And since the allays are attracted to the node block, whenever there is a pitcher pod or a torchflower seed dropped by the sniffers, it gets collected by the invisible hoppers below the carpet. And oh, there we go. I think we'll be able to see it in action right now. So there it is. Digs up a torchflower seed, the ally picks it up, immediately throws it in, the hoppers pick it up, and it's in the barrel here now. It's another great addition to the range plains and another reason to come by over here. If we even lose the focus on the horses that we currently have right now, we'll still have the sniffers over here, so you know, it's a new prominent feature of the world now, I guess. And from the range plains all the way over here, those pitcher pods and torchflower seeds were basically the best thing that could happen to the compendium project, because it really fits in, doesn't it? The blues and the purples and the torchflower orange and green, it's all the perfect colors that really fit in with the compendium project vibe, I feel like. So we have a lot of those all around. Here, Antonia, I believe, yes, there she is. Yeah, look at those. I think they really fit in, and they really match the atmosphere. I really like it. I wish you could see the big thing. Oh, skeleton, hello. The big, like, pod that the pitcher pods have always, But if you don't plant the seed, if you actually just use the flower, then you don't get it, which is a sad reality. But I mean, we can still use farm plants to get the pod itself, so you know, crisis averted. Okay, I could be talking about the future of the series, all the stuff that's been happening and will happen for ages, so how about we actually do something together before we end the episode, because it's already been a lot of time that we spent on today's stuff and we haven't even properly done anything. Jukeboxes, what is so cool about them nowadays? Well, I believe anyway, that now you have the option of putting a hopper like that, and we have a little section in the music machine over here. There's a bunch of music discs here. Let's take this one, why not? And I think that we can do this. Yeah, yeah, that's real fun. So you can put the disc in, and once the music is done, and the music disc is gonna go to the hopper down there. Man, that's loud. Ooh, just went directly back into the hopper. Yeah, once it's done, it's gonna go down here, and I mean, to make an automatic music playing machine, what you all really need is you just need another hopper from here, and I guess you just really need a dropper which automatically puts it back into this hopper, or alternatively, if you want to have more music discs, because this way you can only have 5 really, right? I mean, 5 items in this hopper, 5 more you could theoretically have here, so that's 10. And in the dropper you could have 9. So I guess, I mean, it would automatically shuffle all the music as well, which is fun. So we just need a dropper here, and some kind of detection that tells you that when this is full, then it needs to show an item in here. And that can very simply be done just by having another comparator like this. Actually, you don't even need a comparator, it could just be a redstone line. Or a repeater, but we're going to use a repeater because they're cheaper. Like this, and full power into that, and now you can see that it is not full, and this is not extended, but if we put in a item that represents a full stack, like the bow here, now it is considered full, so now we just need this signal to be brought back into the dropper, which we could do very simply, somewhat like this. And literally just have a redstone dust over here and a repeater over here. And it's done! This is so tiny and simple. It's incredible. Okay, let's take another music disc. Let's take cat, sure, why not? And let's put it in here. And it works! Currently it has a higher chance of playing cat, because there's 2 cat music discs. It picked style, which I very much agree with. Oh yeah. Okay, here comes the moment of truth. There we go! Instantly plays another song. So cool. And you can even have more songs queued up, you just need to put them into this hopper, and that's not gonna break the system, so you can have 5 more loaded up. 4 more? No, you can have 5 more. Heck yeah. And now we're gonna get cat. There it is. So that's the finished build. Very much nothing out of the ordinary as far as the block palette around here goes. But I am kinda sad about this, because I don't really like the pumpkins being this close to it. And I don't really want to get rid of them either. They're kinda like a prominent feature of the companion project now, so I think we're gonna just do a very quick little aesthetic build in the middle of all of this, and make just a tiny little pumpkin patch, just to kinda, you know, remember that this was naturally generated over here. I gotta say, as of right now, it's just really fun of playing Other Side and Cat. That's its 2 favorite songs. I don't think it played any other song yet while I was working on this. But yeah, this is it, our little pumpkin patch. I don't know if it's a stupid idea, you guys can let me know in the comments, but I have the saplings there that kind of act as the stems with a few leaves on them still. And I think that's something cool, maybe? for these giant pumpkins. This one is so big it sank into the ground a little bit. I'm trying to make it look like that. Then we have a boring square one like this. The effect of the pot is pretty good from up there, but down here, yeah, I don't know, the pickles are probably the better choice. That's what people usually use. We're gonna call it here, but I do wanna do just a quick little experiment. I kind of wanna do like, you know how we do those bookshelves in the back? I kind of wanna do like bookshelf totems, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna try to build one. Also, it's really loud. These music discs are really, really loud. Even at 3%, they're still incredibly loud. Apologies. So let's do something like this over here. Move this just a tiny bit. We'll do a couple bookshelves like so. And then we'll do kind of like what we were doing with the rocky spikes and the rocky spike biome before, but specifically bookshelving. It's something interesting that might work, I think, if we really try hard enough. Okay, and here is the finished product. It kind of creates this backdrop for this machine over here, but it is in fact its own thing. It's a little compendium pumpkin patch, which has been here since the beginning of the compendium project, while still pertaining the knowledge kind of decorational idea that we have going on with the compendium, right? With the books and the shelves and all of that, kind of creating this little rim around all the way, even a crafting table in here, because the people actually used the knowledge to better the world here in the compendium project, and that is kind of what that's representing. Maybe a little silly idea, but it's gonna be a nice addition, and I think it looks pretty good from a distance. I haven't seen it finished like this. So let's take a look, and yeah, it fills up that whole place relatively nicely, I'd say. Aurelia seems to like it, so that is all that matters to me. Anyway, that is it for today's episode. Sadly ran out of time, lots of jabbering, lots of talking today. But we did get a little bit done with this little side project over here. It's been very fun exploring this idea. And it's gonna look a little bit different once it's actually done, once these things grow up and make pumpkins of their own. But until then, that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!